You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I've got your full roster of weekly spoilers for June 16th through the 20th. We're going to see Adam defying his daddy and Dumas' identity finally revealed. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, hit that subscribe button. On Monday, June 16th, it's season 52, episode 175. So Nikki, Victor, Sharon, Billy, and Sally are all on this private, fancy rail car on a train headed to Dumas' chateau. What's interesting is not everybody that's headed to the party in France is on the same train. For instance, Audra and Kyle, Diane and Jack, Phyllis, Lily, Devon, Abby, and Damian are not with them. And Sharon is loving the fancy stuff on board, but she's a little worried about the food because she was poisoned not that long ago by that psycho Martin. It's not slowing up Nick. He is unconcerned and digs into the champagne and caviar next week, as do Billy and Sally. So there's a message from Dumas for the people in the train car that says, relax and wait and hope. So it's a little cryptic. It's kind of a lot cryptic. And Victor is kind of fibbing to the group, gaslighting them, and tells the rest of them he knows who Dumas is, but I actually don't think he does. And people are calling his bluff. Victor also says that Dumas got his money through dubious means when they're debating, is it family money? Is it something like that? And I agree, it's dubious. So Sally is standing there witnessing as Billy and Victor snark at each other, swapping insults, taking shots as they travel towards Dumas' lair. Nick guesses that they're being transported there in groups so Dumas can take a divide and conquer approach since he's clearly playing with them all. So Billy thinks Dumas is after Chancellor, and guess what? As Victor and Billy pick at each other, there's a secret camera watching them, and Dumas is looking at the monitor, observing their interactions. And of course, it is Billy Flynn in his still unconfirmed role as the mystery man, because Dumas is not his name. It's not going to be fully revealed what his identity is until later this week. Nate and Holden are bickering at the GCAC bar on Monday. Nate's texting Audra for an update on her trip as Holden is griping about Damian firing him and tells Nate he doesn't want that pity job at Winters. Meanwhile, Nate's just kind of tired of this, and he thinks that Holden should just go to LA now that he's been fired. So Holden keeps poking at Nate and asking if Audra said anything about their past. And Nate tells Holden that it's just getting old. He doesn't care. Nate just says, you should go, as Holden insists he likes Genoa City and is going to stay. Audra texts that she landed in France, and Nate warns Holden to stay out of their lives. Seems unlikely. Adam and Chelsea are talking at Society as Adam's worried about Victor reacting negatively because he still has not run those mean articles on Billy. In the end, after some hemming and hawing, Adam decides, you know what? He's not going to run the nasty articles about Billy and is just going to face Victor's backlash. But guess what? Chelsea is so impressed, and she tells Adam that she has fallen back in love with him again. Chelsea thinks it's incredible that Adam is standing up, taking his own path, and isn't going to be Victor's lapdog. And Adam decides he's not going to let Victor ruin this new chance he's got with Chelsea. On Tuesday, June 17th, season 52, episode 176, the guests arrive at Dumas' chateau, but there is a challenge for them to beat to get inside. It's not clear if all the guests have to do it, but at least some of them do. So Carter, the assistant of the mystery man, tells them it begins now, and they have to go through a hedge maze. Phyllis works through it on her own. It looks like Nick and Sharon traipse through it together. Billy and Sally head in together. Jack and Diane are paired up, and they head in right behind Kyle and Audra. Whenever I think about a topiary maze, I remember this scary one in that movie, The Shining. Hopefully there's no axe murderer lurking around in there, but there is supposed to be a murder mystery. So we'll see if they all survive the maze. Nikki finds herself in a bad situation on Tuesday, but Victor is there to help her make the best of it. Meanwhile, Phyllis makes herself comfortable at Dumas' chateau. So obviously she made it through the shrubbery obstacle just fine. And Billy's plan kicks off. So obviously he and Sally make it through the maze as well. If you remember, Billy's hoping to weaponize Dumas to get Chancellor out of the Newmans' hands and target Victor for takedown. On Wednesday, June 18th is episode 177 of season 52. Danny offers his son Daniel some advice. Maybe it's about using music to work through his grief over losing his soulmate Heather, or maybe it's about Phyllis and dealing with her crazy. Adam and Chelsea mix a little pleasure with business. Maybe they're going to, get horizontal at the Newman media office. I remember Adam doing that with Sally up there, so hopefully they have changed out the sofa. Tessa loses patience with Mariah on Wednesday. Tessa is going to corner her wife at Crimson Lights. Looks like she's tired of Mariah being mopey and then distraught and then running off and just not talking. So Tessa may hit her with an ultimatum and demand Mariah tell her or else. Thursday, June 19th, season 52, episode 178. Jack is starting to feel unsure if he wants to stick around to meet Dumas. Jack may just want to go do his honeymoon thing with Diane and forget the mystery and the nonsense because he's got no skin in this game. Lily arrives at the party and she wants answers. Now, if it is Kane Ashby doing all this, her reaction will be epic. We saw a behind the scenes photo, which I've shown you guys before, of her all up in Dumas' face. And a lot of this seems to be Lily centric. She's not had a lot of lovers in her life, and the only one that really fits any of this is Kane. We'll see. Kyle walks right into a trap. Maybe it's a Dumas trap. Then again, it's probably an Audra trap because she came there specifically to trap Kyle. I wonder if Jack or Diane figure it out and can save him before Kyle falls into a mess that's going to screw up his relationship with Claire, which is what Victor wants. We're going to wrap up the week on Friday, June 20th. Season 52, episode 179 of Young and the Restless is when Aristotle Dumas is finally revealed to the party guest. I don't think they're going to do any plastic surgery thing. We're going to get more of the so-and-so is playing the role of so-and-so. I hope they go that route. I like that. That's the classic soap opera thing. Or maybe he walks out and somebody just says his real name and that's going to be how they reveal it. Amanda's real connection to Dumas is also exposed. Now, this is another reason that it's leaning towards Kane, because if you don't remember, when Amanda Sinclair first came to GC, she was part of the whole scam where there were some pages of Kay Chancellor's will that had supposedly been found that said she wanted all her billions to go to Kane. So Devon had to give back the money. And then Colin Atkinson, the con man father of Kane, who was also Jill's one-time husband, stole all the billions. And Amanda claims she didn't know who really hired her to take part in it. At the time, she insisted she was working for Chance, who said she wasn't. And Amanda had been hired specifically because she looked like Devon's dead wife, Hillary. So we'll see. But Amanda has a deep tie to Kane and a whole pile of money as well.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.